Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today. And today, the Pittsburgh Steelers have announced that they plan to start Russell Wilson against the New York Jets on Sunday Night Football. Very interesting to me. I just don't understand why they're starting Russell Wilson when you have Justin Fields playing so well recently. 4-2 record for the Jets this season in 6 starts. He's thrown 106 for 160, 66 completion percentage, which isn't amazing, but it's good. 1,106 passing yards, 5 passing touchdowns, 1 interception. He's been really effective in the rushing game, 124 rushing yards this season. Has a bunch of rushing touchdowns as well. So, he's been so good this year. He's averaging 184. He's averaging 184 passing yards per game. At the same time, he's getting a bunch of rushing yards with 130 rushing yards, and he has like 3 or 4 rushing touchdowns. Has been so good. He's not throwing any interceptions at all. He's thrown 1 interception. And every starting quarterback in the NFL is throwing an interception. I think there's only like 1 or 2 guys who only have 1 interception thrown, and one of those guys is Justin Fields. He's been outstanding. The big fumble issue that was going on in Chicago has not been a problem. It's not been a problem in Pittsburgh. He's not fumbling. He's been sacked 16 times, but has not been fumbling. So Fields has really improved. But yet they're going to put him on the bench and start Russell Wilson against the New York Jets. Here's how I think that the Steelers should have played things out. How I thought they were going to play things out. With Russell Wilson 100% healthy, you have him as your backup. He's ready to go in there if Justin Fields gets hurt or he plays terrible. With Fields playing so good, here's what I think they should have done. What I would have done if I was the NFL head coach, which I'll never be an NFL head coach, but I'm just saying what I think a lot of people would have done in this situation was with the hot hand, you go with the hot-handed Justin Fields. You start him. And so go with the hot hand again and start him against the Jets. This is the real test. There's not going to be any other real test for Justin Fields than going up against the Jets defense. The Jets are amazing going up against quarterbacks. They do a really good job going up against quarterbacks and in the pass game with the secondary that they have. So that would have been a test. And if Fields does well, he dominates the Jets defense. They get a win, and you go to 5-2. You announce, okay, Justin Fields is going to be our starting quarterback for the rest of the season as of right now. If Justin Fields does terrible against the Jets, he looks terrible. Let's say he throws an interception or 2, or he has let's just say he has a couple turnovers. The Steelers lose. Offense doesn't look great. That's when you go, okay. We're turning things over to Russell Wilson. Fields is not the starter anymore. Because then okay, he can't get it done against a great defense. We have to make a change. But now Fields is not going to get that chance. Not going to get that chance against a great defense in the New York Jets. Having to go up against that secondary, having to go up against the defensive line mainly with Quentin Williams, but instead. It's going to be Russell Wilson, which I think Russell Wilson could do a good job against this Jets defense. But Russell Wilson doesn't have to prove himself. Russell Wilson is a veteran quarterback. We know what he can do. We know he's capable of doing great stuff. He can do great things against good defenses. We've seen it before. But Fields, not so much. He does not have that much experience. He's a 4th-year quarterback who 3 years prior to that in Chicago looked terrible. This is the first time Justin Fields' career he looks great. And this would have been the real test for him going up against a top-notch defense in New York. But instead, they're turning things over to Russell Wilson. I think they're making a mistake. I don't think they're making a mistake going to Russell Wilson. I think they're just making the mistake not giving Justin Fields 1 more week to prove himself. Because he was solid this week against the Raiders. I think they should have given him the chance against that Jets defense. You might be throwing away a game if Fields struggles against the Jets, which honestly... it is possible, especially for a young quarterback going up against that Jets defense. But I felt like the Steelers were going to do that. I thought, they had to do that. But instead, they're going to Russell Wilson. I'm guessing the Steelers just want to do what's best to win. At the same time, I think it's probably better to go to a veteran, experienced quarterback against a defense like the New York Jets instead of a younger quarterback that has a history of struggling against good defenses, like fumbling and throwing interceptions. So maybe the Steelers are worried about that. I don't know. But Fields is if they're not thinking about the past of Justin Fields and they're thinking about this year's Justin Fields going up against the Jets defense instead of the prior Justin Fields, Fields 100% should be the starter. But it's kind of a tough situation in Pittsburgh. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section and peace out.